Mike Young from BeyondYourWeddingDay.com, and I want to bust a few myths about money, in particular about just handling money, especially as a married couple, because I think sometimes when we think about dealing with money, we always think that that's all it has to do with is the money. But it really is so much more than that, because really what it's more about is, I mean, you can have lots of money, you can produce a lot of money, have a high income, but ultimately it's about the plan you have together, because otherwise you may just squander all that money. So that's what we want to kind of talk about, and because you both need to be on the same page, because even if you do a good job of compiling money, when you get to retirement, you kind of have to have a plan and know what the point is, because he may think that we're going to spend all retirement traveling, and she may not have any plans of retiring, and so by the time you get there, you're not on the same page, and so then what is the point of having all the money? So that's really key when it comes to money. That's more than just about that. The first big myth I want to talk about is that this is often true for young, newly married or engaged couples that think we love each other so much that we're never going to fight about money. I hate to break it to you, but love and money really have nothing to do with each other. And so just because you think you might love each other so much it's impossible to ever imagine fighting about money, you have to realize there's so many other factors that go into it, such as family background, different spending and saving habits coming into the marriage. It just lots of different things with different dreams, kind of like the retirement example I just mentioned. So I hate to tell you, but love and money don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. So just because you love each other very much won't necessarily mean that you won't have any money fights at all. Second myth is that it takes a lot of money to make money. You may think, well, we just don't have much money, so there's really no point in saving and investing for retirement. That's just not true, because you can use compound interest to your advantage, to where if you start saving early and even take just a little bit, it can really turn into a lot of money. Just $10 a day at 10% interest is $1 million in 34 years. And so again, if you're only 30 years old right now, for example, by the time you're 64, retirement age, just putting back $10 a day in a particular investment can get you $1 million. So that's pretty cool. So don't think that making money with your investing is only for rich people. If you're slow, diligent, and on top of it from the beginning, it can really turn into a lot of money in the future. The third and final myth is that you think that you don't necessarily need to discuss money and that everything will just work out fine. And that is not good. There's a recent study from the Public Agenda that said fully 50% of Americans under the age of 50 have less than $10,000 in savings. I've also certainly heard plenty of times before that 70% of people live paycheck to paycheck. That comes from not having a plan. So you need to get on a plan and talk about money. And that's the only way you can have a plan, is by talking about it. So it is something you need to discuss. Now there's many, many other myths out there. Those are just three big ones I wanted to discuss with you here today. So the bottom line is, plan together, work together in your finances, and you will be that much more successful. Again, I'm Mike Young from BeyondYourWeddingDay.com.